My name is Amy Elizabeth Mekala and I am 19 years old and I grew up in east coast of India. When I was born, my hands and feet were severely deformed and the doctors told my parents that I would not live for more than a few days and that even if I lived longer, my quality of life would never be good. But my life has been amazing and I want to tell you my story. In India, there are many needs and especially in the rural areas, poverty is everywhere. Because people had to work every day to earn enough money just to survive, oftentimes their children are daily left to themselves or abandoned altogether. Children like my grandpa Mekala, born in poor family, his father died when he was 3 and his widowed mother did not have the means to take care of him or his brother. My grandpa was sent to live at an orphanage where life was not much better for him. As a 7-year-old boy, he determined to help the orphans himself. Many years later, with my grandma, my dad Sudhir and my 2 uncles, Grandpa Mekala took in 2 little boys, Peter and Jacob, whose parents had died. Soon after, they took in 2 small girls who were living on the streets. In a short time, they were taking care of 70 children in their small home. Feeding, clothing and sheltering them while my dad and 3 other teachers helped to educate them. When my sister Anna and I were born, there were many children in the house and they were like my brothers and sisters. With 70 orphan children and our family in one home, it became evident that we need to find a bigger place to live. And soon our family purchased 3.5 acres outside the city. When I was 4, we moved into a thatched hut on the property with all the children. God blessed our efforts and people from America began supporting us as they saw our vision for changing the lives of children who had no future and no hope. I remember our family caring for these children. My mother was the cook, my father was the headmaster of the school, where 400 children from the surrounding villages came to join our small school with the over 200 children who lived at our children's home. I attended classes here and played with them and called them Akas and Anyas, big brothers and sisters. Before too long, this place was a thriving ministry center where village elders and pastors would bring children whose parents had died or has abandoned them because they could not afford to care for them. In the past 5 years, everything changed and the children's home was hit by one catastrophe after another. American support diminished after the economic downturn. A hurricane destroyed much of the infrastructure here, making much of the campus uninhabitable. And a new Prime Minister came into power who severely limited how Christian ministries can operate. We cared for the children as long as we could, but soon we had to relocate them because we did not have the resource to care for them. It was a sad day when we said goodbye to the last child. I cried and asked my dad if we were ever going to care for children again. In the early 2017, many of the formerly destitute children came back to this place to thank my grandpa and grandma for all they had done for them. They returned with college degrees, with spouses and children, with a future, with hope. They laughed together and cried as they told of how God had used this place to change their lives. I could not stop smiling that day. That was the vision of my family, to see children who once were outcasts become leaders, teachers, pastors, fathers and mothers, and to love God and other people like we love them. I am in college now. I am studying to receive my bachelor's in business administration to be better equipped to serve the people of India. My dream is to help my dad reopen the children's home. Together we began planning how we could create a sustainable business that could support children living here without the need of continuous overseas support. In India, milk is in short supply. With the facility, we can produce and sell milk at profit that can support the children home. Every cow that we have gives enough milk to support 4 children until they graduate or have a life of their own. Plus, cows often multiply, so that one cow and its offspring could support 25 children monthly in just a few years. We put our theory to a test, bought Marley, our first cow, and began to see the return right away. Not only has it been profitable in making money, but the cow gave birth and now we have a dairy. But we have something much more important. We have Devi. Her parents died of AIDS 3 years ago, and she was brought here with nowhere else to turn to. Devi is a part of her family and she smiles now as we have surrounded her with love, joy and hope. Marley isn't just giving milk, Marley is giving life. There are many more Devis out there. We hope to build a dairy of 20 cows and open our doors to 80 children, even though we have room for many, many more. The land is here, the buildings are here, we are here with open doors and open hearts.